Silver has been effectively used for centuries because of its natural antibacterial properties. Today, it's used in thousands of consumer products, including medical products, fabrics, and supplements. Because silver has the highest electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, and reflectivity of any metal, it is very effective as a colloid, silver suspended in water. Common colloidal or ionic silvers contain positively charged silver ions that have the ability to steal an electron from the bacteria's cell membrane. If enough electrons are stripped, the cell membrane ruptures and the bacteria can no longer function. Although ionic silver is useful, this one-to-one electron exchange requires multiple applications or a high concentration of silver to achieve the effectiveness needed. Conversely, SilverSol's unique nano-silver particle has a patented silver oxide coating, Ag4O4, that can steal thousands of electrons per particle, resulting in a continuous or catalytic action. In addition, we supercharge the nanoparticle with the same frequency as ultraviolet light, 890 to 910 terahertz. Although this UV light frequency is harmless to human tissue, it is highly destructive to bacteria, fungus, and yeast, and doesn't require direct physical contact in order to be effective. This powerful combination of silver oxide coating and resonant UV frequency multiplies the effectivity exponentially. In fact, SilverSol at a concentration of 10 ppm is up to 3 times more effective than traditional colloidal, silver hydrosols, or ionic silver products containing up to 3,000 ppm. Best of all, SilverSol is backed by 420 independent third-party studies, including 32 safety studies and 5 human ingestion studies. Unlike other silver products, SilverSol won't harm probiotics, isn't metabolized in the body, and is safely excreted with no residual buildup. This means SilverSol products can be safely used every day without the drawbacks of traditional silver colloids, hydrosols, and ionic silver products. Make SilverSol your natural, safe, and effective solution.
Thank you for joining us for this broadcast of Remedy This Naturally, the store that's at 1140 Benvenue Road here in Rocky Mount. We look forward to helping you and serving you for your healthcare needs in a natural way. You know, that thing about silver, cannot say too much about it because there's a modern threat to the health industry. And if we would know some of the things that can help us overcome and prepare our bodies physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, then we can have a better quality of life in a natural approach without the side effects that are coming with some of the pharmaceuticals. So we want to look at it, that there's no secret that pathogens such as viruses, bacteria, and fungi are inflicted terrible damage on the human body. You may know that from personal experience. You may know it from experience of someone that you have shared encounters of life with. Dozens of diseases ranging from basically the common cold and dysentery to meningitis, pneumonia are caused by infectious pathogens. So this stuff is there. And more than ever since the pandemic has hit, I think people are still aware. They're still trying to protect themselves by wearing masks, still protecting themselves by social distancing, and this has been going on. But these diseases are around us. So we have to put up with what's going on and learn how to deal with it. We come in contact with countless bacteria everywhere we go. It's there. And we have to build our immune system up to be able to offset these encounters that we come in contact with. You can find bacteria in restaurants, public restrooms, schools, airplanes, all spread. Cut it up. Okay. All spread by touch or pass through the air. Disease even result from our own habits, like inadequate sleep or too much stress. And that's something we can deal with. That's something we can work with. And that is getting rest and dealing with the stress. There's a lot of different ways to deal with stress. In the physical, the mental, the emotional. And we can actually help ourselves have the strength to deal with it. Currently, disease is winning the battle. It wages against our good health. This is something every year we suffer from a variety of illnesses such as colds, flu, strep throat, sinus infection, and stomach aches. We deal with it. And it's an annual situation as we change seasons, as we encounter things in our life and have to deal with it. But fortunately, a simple, safe, and effective solution to all these problems exists. Did you hear what it said? Simple, safe, effective solution to all our health problems exist. For decades, silver products have been marketed as medical agents for use primarily as disinfectants. In fact, patents on silver products have existed since the early 1920s. However, earlier versions of silver, called colloidal silver, had to be used in large amounts to be effective, and therefore they said they were unsafe. So now you can be assured that currently a new and vastly improved type of silver has been developed. Just talked about it as we start the show, okay? It is non-toxic, extremely effective against a wide range of bacteria, viruses, fungi, mold, and other pathogens. This silver solution, simply called Silver Sol, is available both as a liquid and a gel. So, antibiotics provide little or no protection. Silver Sol does. We used to be confident that antibiotics would help fight off disease. This is no longer true. The antibiotic era is drawing to a close. Pathogens are becoming increasingly dangerous, and resistant strains are causing deadly outbreaks in hospitals, nursing homes, schools, and restaurants. Antibiotics are failing to outsmart the microbes because they are misused and overused, and as a result, ineffective. So we got to have something that works. that the body can use. The misuse of antibiotics has served to make many diseases resistant to antibiotic treatment. On any given day in America, there are 30,000 MRSA, methicillin-resistant streptococcus aureus, infection, better known as MRSA. We have overused antibiotics, making them ineffective in the destruction of pathogens that have increasingly resilient. In a similar example, the CDC, better known as the Center for Disease Control, recently sent a written notice to American physicians alerting them that no antibiotic were to be used on ear infections because they only made the infectious agent more resistant. So what do? How about non-traditional tools? How about superbugs are winning the battle against disease? But we can win the war by looking at non-traditional methods of fighting the micro threat. New therapeutic silver, these preparations offer a safe and effective means of fighting pathogens where antibiotics and other drugs fail. Silver can protect us from epidemic outbreaks, contagious diseases, and even bioterrorist attacks by defeating the root of these problems. Okay, let's go back again. What's the root of the problem? Bacteria, viruses, and mold. Research on silver is broad and spans several decades. Reputable labs at the University of Georgia, Kansas State University, Penn State, Arizona State, University of Arizona, University of California at Davis, Brigham Young University are among those that have completed research supporting silver's use in the fight against microbial infections, and newly patented technology has only increased the efficacy and safety of these silver solutions. Silver Soul, remedy this naturally. 1140 Bienvenue Road has your supply waiting for you to take advantage of it as a liquid or a gel, and check it out. Check and take off the information that gives you the patent numbers. Go to the U.S. patent website, type in these patent numbers, and see for yourself what these university studies have been able to help silver be able to make a claim, not only make a claim, but be able to say this claim is justified because of the research. Studies indicate that many of us do not receive the daily nutrients recommended for good health. So I've jumped from the silver. The silver is a magic bullet. But then we as individuals, and you as the individuals that are watching this show, that said many of us do not receive daily nutrition. Many of you look the other way when we start talking about what can you do to build up your immune system so when the stuff, the virus, the bacteria, the fungus, all these things that we encounter can be blocked by the shield we have. And when that entity tries to penetrate us, then we can say, sorry, buddy, I've got my silver, I've got my vitamins and minerals. You know, in fact, 85% of Americans don't meet the daily recommendations. So that means 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 is not taking a recommended supplement. And I'm talking about one that's reputable, better than what they say is a one a day. Make the recommendations to protect your health and put the pep back in your step. You know, it's very common. I remember over and over again growing up, asking somebody, or we went to visit one of our aunts or uncles that may have been a shut-in, that may not be able to have to get up and go, because the get up and go got up and left him. And that's what they would say. You know, I don't have it. My energy is lost. I need something to help me to be able to receive what the body is using up. Remember this. We've talked about it over and over again, that you are, just because you're breathing, you're living, you're in the environment you're in, that we are challenging where the house we live in. This physical body is being challenged to say, I need help. You're not putting anything in here but sugar water. You're putting sugar, and sugar is a mild form of cocaine. And so we live off of this stuff that's causing us to break down and not have the ability to overcome what's confronting us. So I said, in fact, 85% of Americans don't meet the daily recommendations. And we're guilty, you know, even myself, I have to be conscious of what I'm putting in my mouth or not putting in my mouth, because what's it going to do? What's it going to weaken? What's it going to strengthen? Is it viable to help me overcome the stuff that is charging and causing damage within our body? Make the commitment to protect your health and put the pep back in your step. Well, thought we turned it off. Okay, that tells us put the pep back in our step. Starting today, write this down and make decisions. Maybe you don't have time to get to remedy this before they close today at 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday. The contract post office is open from 10 to 5, Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Saturday. And check out the deli with the cookies and cakes and the other things that are available. But let's talk about a six-pack. Everybody wants a six-pack of beer, a six-pack of this. But how about if we were to take and put a multivitamin into our package with antioxidants, essential fatty acids, fiber, digestive enzymes, and probiotics. These are things that are critical to our health. Get them in our daily routine, and you can create a habit that will support you for the rest of your life. As we have birthdays, as we come into existence, and every person listening to my voice has the opportunity to change. Okay? I didn't mention in those 6 there, but what about water? What about putting some liquid chlorophyll in that water? What about getting some reverse osmosis or Kangen water from Remedy This Naturally that you can use that has the pH in it raised above the 7 that we need to be able to carry on our daily routines. We need to get rid of our body being an acidic and help it be alkaline. You know, it was stated that if we could be alkaline, we could continue to have good quality of life. You know, most people that I'm talking to right now, you would not dream of leaving the house without doing at least 6 things. I'm talking about on your best day probably, but there are 6 things that are important to do before you even leave home. You may not do them, but most of you are aware of them. You would be a better person if you did. One would be take a shower or a bath. That would be important. And if you're going to greet and you're going to talk to somebody, is brushing your teeth would be important. Okay. If you have any hair on your head, it would be nice to brush it, comb it. More than likely you would consider getting dressed, even if you think nobody will see you and you tuck in and out, you'll think about putting something on. And if you are aware that the power of eating breakfast, breaking the fast from the overnight, is critical, then you would probably eat some breakfast. And if you want to shock some folks, how about make up the bed? I'll bet you most people don't even think about it, they just do it. These things have simply become a habit over the years. And you may have other things that you can think of that you do that's important in helping you feel better. Because you feel clean, you feel good, you can go in and feel like you can challenge what's going on. Taking critical supplements that are in, if you take these critical supplements, it can enhance your health and vitality. It's just as important as getting out of bed and getting dressed, brushing your teeth. Just as important to take something as a multivitamin and the other things we're going to talk about on this broadcast. Probably a lot of you just out there say, I don't take any supplements. You eat organically grown fruits and vegetables. Watch your sugar and salt intake. Avoid trans fats and hydrogenated oils. And choose free-range meats and poultry. And in ideal world, this type of diet would meet all of your nutritional needs. It's a good start, great start. Unfortunately, the harsh light of reality tells us that this is not so. Even whole foods, like fruits, vegetables, and grains, they're grown in nutrient-depleted soils and don't have enough of the vitamins and minerals our bodies need. So we need to make some changes there. We need to make some willful choices as to what we do. And I could say on top of this, the problem we see with cell membrane dysfunction. What in the world, Claiborne, did you just say? I said cell membrane dysfunction. Okay. Inflammation, oxidation, toxicity, and a lack of energy are a direct result of poor diet habits. We lack antioxidants, anti-inflammatory nutrient, and detoxifying and energizing foods. Nutritional supplements are a convenient, safe, and simple way to help you bring your diet back into balance. Balance would be very important. You know, if we will supplement with some nutrients, additional nutrients, we can be able to provide our body with optimal support it needs to enhance the functions of all of our body systems, including our immune, our hormones, our cardiovascular, our adrenal and digestive system, to ensure that you're feeding your body the critical nutrients it needs to be strong and healthy. Kind of like, let's wake up, let's pay attention, and what can we do to make a difference? You know, we need to start with the foundation of core fundamental supplements. You know, in my experience, I've found that the best way to establish this baseline is by taking the following supplements: a high-quality multivitamin, a powerful antioxidant, essential fatty acids, fiber, digestive enzyme, and probiotics. Critical to get the foundation that we need and be able to feel better. Look better when you feel better, because you put a smile on your face. You know, you would never, if you know anything about building, you would never build a house without a solid foundation. You got to have the foundation. You got to have something underneath. Should never start a supplement, healthy diet program without including a good, high-quality multivitamin. And I do other things as well as that. I use my superfoods that has your alfalfa, wheatgrass, barley grass, whole foods in there. Yeah, we can take the pill, and most of us are familiar with these letter and number nutrients because we grew up reading the side of a cereal box at breakfast. But do you get enough of these critical nutrients to improve or even just maintain your health? Take a multivitamin. It's an easy, convenient way to reinforce your vitamins and minerals into your diet. You know, if you're not convinced you need apples, add a supplement to your diet, consider that. I mean, going back way back to 2002, studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, it was there, said it. What we need to do for the American Journal Association. You know, most people do not consume an optimal amount of all vitamins by diet alone. Pending strong evidence of effectiveness from randomized trials, it appears prudent for all adults to take a multiple vitamin mineral supplement. Now, what are we talking about? When choosing a multivitamin, make sure it contains a wide variety of nutrients. Right dosages, ideally, it should include. What in the world? Hippocrates stated, Hippocrates, the father of ancient medicine, he said food is the best medicine. And what we have done, we have taken the food, and most of us are going to get something pre-made, prepaid, and we're going to say, I'm going to open up a can, and we're not taking advantage of little things we can do. Yes, important to have organic, important to have this stuff, but what do we need? We need vitamin A, 8,000 international units as beta carotene. I'll go slow with these today, and if you need a copy of this, I'll make sure where I'm getting this from is available to you at the store. Just let them know when you go in that you would like to know what the things was on Remedy This Naturally on WHIG that Claiborne Holtzman was talking about, that is critical for our foundation in the multivitamin. What needs to be in there? And ideally it should include vitamin A, and that should be in a 8,000 international units as beta carotene, and 8,000 international unit as palamate. Okay? Now that was vitamin A. How about vitamin C? 500 milligrams. Vitamin D, 600 milligrams. And the full range of B complex vitamins. We need the vitamin B, man, we're talking about in the beginning, dealing with stress. If you are stressed, and you're going to need more than this vitamin D, B that I'm talking about here. And that is the full range of B complex vitamins, including 400 micrograms of folic acid, 300 micrograms of biotin, and 150 milligrams of pantothenic acid. So you want B, that's folic acid, biotin, and pantothenic acid. Vitamin E, 100 international units. Lutein, 2 milligrams, and lycopene, 1 milligram. It should also contain a full source of critical minerals specifically. And we talked about this. We talked about the mineral Chi Tonic that has the nutrients in it, the vitamins in it, the minerals in it, and what it needs to balance out the different systems of the body, all 12 of them. Foundation. You'll start feeling better. You'll start looking better. You'll start getting up in your system and make it right. What kind of minerals? Calcium, 400 milligrams. Magnesium, 400 milligrams. Potassium, 100 milligrams. Phosphorus, 200 milligrams. Iodine, 200 micrograms. Chromium, especially for your blood sugar, 100 micrograms. And copper. And there will be something like the Nature Sunshine brand that we carry. check out the vitamins and the minerals. Brands will put these nutrients in there in a base of herbs and phytonutrients such as broccoli powder, kelp, rose hips, all of which work synergistically to enhance the absorption of vitamins and minerals in the product. Now, let me give you a little note about iron. Iron was intentionally left out of the list for one reason. Everyone's iron needs are different. If you are a postmenopausal woman or have a hereditary condition known as hemochromatosis, then you shouldn't take any additional iron. However, if you're iron deficient, a woman menstruating, or a vegetarian, it's suggested that you choose a supplement that contains about 30 milligrams of iron. Important just to know these things. And the thing I start talking to you about the food in the powdered form. You can even get at the smoothie bar at Remedy This Naturally. You can get a scoop of the food to put in there and check it out. It will be great to be able to know you're doing that. Some of the top of the line premium brands will pack all of these nutrients in a basis of herbs and phytonutrients. Like what? Like broccoli powder, kelp, rose hips. And they work together. That big word they talk about, synergistically. Being able to put those things in there. And what they do is this. When you put the food items in with the multivitamin, then what happens is that the broccoli, the kelp, the rose hip, they enhance the absorption of vitamins and minerals in the product. Okay? It's important to have those things available for you. Amazing. Every time you eat, breathe, or move. Now, did you hear that? Every time you eat, breathe, or move, your body uses fuel created from food you eat to produce energy. But just as your car uses gas to produce energy, releases harmful byproducts in the form of exhaust, so too does your own body, energy producing effects. We got dangerous byproducts. We have free radical damage. Free radicals are highly reactive forms of oxygen that are missing an electron. When they come into contact with normal molecules, they try to steal an electron, damaging the healthy cell and its DNA. It eliminates every cell in your body, taking 10,000 oxidative hits to its DNA daily. Your body is abused in society as we try to get it normal, working on this abusive aspect. Free radical damage has long been to believe a risk factor of many of the degenerative processes that accompany aging. including heart disease, memory loss, wrinkles, cancer. Antioxidants, however, gobble up as many free radicals as they can and deactivate them, helping prevent inflammation, which is a key step in reducing heart disease and protecting your genetic material. I mean, if you and I were in the ideal world, you'd get much of your antioxidant protection from the fruits and vegetables, but most Americans don't even eat the recommended 5 servings per day. 5 servings per day. And remember, many foods are not in nutrition as they used to be. There again, if you and I want to optimize the antioxidant intake, you need to go beyond the food and take a daily antioxidant to help buffer yourself from free radical damage. Important. Very important. Takes fuel to operate. And then if you have habits that, first of all, you normally don't like the idea of breathing in smoke. That's why firemen wear respirators and oxygen packs when they're around the fire, so they don't get the smoke in there. I mean, and so if you are a smoker, then you are causing the lungs, the bronchicles, to be overtaxed by doing that habit, which you have control over. When you're looking to choose an antioxidant supplement, look for a product that contains both bioflavonoids and xanthones. Bioflavonoids, while not true vitamins in the strictest sense, work together with the vitamin C to form collagen, one of the body's main structural proteins. Collagen is also an important component in bone. Bioflavonoids also add your body's immune defense and have mildly estrogenic properties, making them helpful in regulating your hormone conditions. Bioflavonoids are the Crayola of the vitamin world, providing all the brilliant colors in fruits and vegetables, such as blueberries, raspberries, grapes, green tea. Give you an idea of what we're talking about when we're talking about antioxidants. Your antioxidants should also offer xanthones, mighty micronutrients that provide powerful immune, digestive, and cardiovascular support. Mangosteen, a fruit found in eastern tropical countries such as Thailand, centuries. I mean, the xanthones are powerful. Takes on a micro antioxidant. Mangosteen helps to repair the cells. So, mangosteen, yeah. And there's other nutrients that can go right along with that. Another amazing fruit is called noni. And this knotty green potato-shaped fruit has been used in the Polynesian fruit fork medicine for 2,000 years. Noni has been shown to help inhibit premature coagulation in the blood, preventing platelets from clumping together into clots associated with strokes. It also prevents LDL cholesterol from oxidizing, thanks xanone, an enzyme used in the fruit. So it's just one you can look up. Noni. Powerful product. A little more information about that? Okay. But most exciting is the research being done on noni and its cancer prevention. These are benefits from the noni. Studies suggest this particular fruit can exert a preventive and protective action against cancer during the formation stage, thanks to its effect on the immune system. Research shows that compounds in noni actually work at the cellular level to cause all cell rejuvenation and increase cell function, as well as significantly arrest the growth of certain cancerous cells. The body needs something. The body is trying to say, I don't have the ability to get rid of the post-cancerous in your body because you're not giving me anything to help deal with it like noni. So the body does not want to be sick. The body wants to be healthy. The body was designed, and I do not apologize for saying this statement. God created this body, and He created from the elements in the earth, the dirt, which has the same number of minerals in our body as we do in the dirt, because we came from the dirt, and if we know which ones to take, then the body can heal itself. Better than that, it can stay well as a prevention. God loved you, but we decided not to love God and kick Him to the curb and blame Him for who we are when we had the choice to choose the Creator's way or our own way of dealing with stuff. That's just the way. You know, other things, the fats of life, the omega-3 that comes in the fish and the flaxseed, fiber that comes in the bread. There's not really, you can take the bread we normally eat, the white bread, and if you just take it and mash it together in your hand, there's no fiber. It becomes a paste. As I've said before, growing up in the country, and we in Warren County raised a lot of cantaloupes. We shipped a lot of cantaloupes to the different larger cities, and on there was the label from the local grower. Did it come from the Holtzman clan, the Bender clan, who raised the cantaloupe and made it available? And these labels that had this information about it, where was the original source of this cantaloupe come from, whose land it was on. We took white flour, mixed it up with water, made a paste, and stuck it on the end of that crate and sent it off. And normally it didn't come off because it was some good white flour glue. And so when we eat white flour, we're eating glue in our gut And what happens next is that glue gets to stick to our colon wall, and it starts where we cannot have good absorption because the nutrients want to go through the small intestines, go from the stomach to the small intestines, get into the bloodstream. But if we're putting glue in there, it's very difficult for the body to have a good bowel movement because it has nothing to push against as fiber to get it moving. That's why it's called a movement. And so we need to put fiber in our system in order to have that happen. Enzymes, you got to have them, folks. And as we get birthdays, that little constipation becomes a problem. So enzymes are important, and probiotics. And if you think about it, in the medications you'll look at, find out if they are antibiotic or probiotic. And if you're taking antibiotic, you need probiotic to make things work out. Probiotics consist of friendly bacteria that naturally inhibit your intestinal tract, help break down food, aid digestion and absorption of nutrients, and even enhances your immune function. In fact, back in 2004, Symposium in Rome revealed that probiotics help with practically all intestinal problems. Whoa, you got a problem with the gut? Listen what I just said. And it's been there 20 years. In the 2004 Symposium in Rome, it revealed that probiotics help with practically all intestinal problems. These little guys do way more than we realize. In addition to assisting to all digestion-related matters, they also help reduce intestinal inflammation, reduce insulin resistance, and throughout your entire body. But instead of protecting the probiotics that protect our bodies, most people are killing them off by the billions. Thanks to antibiotics, which also these medications do kill harmful bugs. They kill the beneficial bacteria as well. For all of these reasons, the final piece of your supplement puzzle we're going to talk about today should include probiotics. And with that in mind, I'm going to let Lee come back and listen to Silver Soul, how it can change your life and your health and do it naturally. Check out Remedy This for your concerns about a natural approach to your life and your health. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman.
Silver has been effectively used for centuries because of its natural antibacterial properties. Today, it's used in thousands of consumer products, including medical products, fabrics, and supplements. Because silver has the highest electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, and reflectivity of any metal, it is very effective as a colloid, silver suspended in water. Common colloidal or ionic silvers contain positively charged silver ions that have the ability to steal an electron from the bacteria's cell membrane. If enough electrons are stripped, the cell membrane ruptures and the bacteria can no longer function. Although ionic silver is useful, this one-to-one electron exchange requires multiple applications or a high concentration of silver to achieve the effectiveness needed. Conversely, SilverSol's unique nano-silver particle has a patented silver oxide coating, Ag4O4, that can steal thousands of electrons per particle, resulting in a continuous or catalytic action. In addition, we supercharge the nanoparticle with the same frequency as ultraviolet light, 890 to 910 terahertz. Although this UV light frequency is harmless to human tissue, it is highly destructive to bacteria, fungus, and yeast, and doesn't require direct physical contact in order to be effective. This powerful combination of silver oxide coating and resonant UV frequency multiplies the effectivity exponentially. In fact, SilverSol at a concentration of 10 ppm is up to 3 times more effective than traditional colloidal, silver hydrosols, or ionic silver products containing up to 3,000 ppm. Best of all, SilverSol is backed by 420 independent third-party studies, including 32 safety studies and 5 human ingestion studies. Unlike other silver products, SilverSol won't harm probiotics, isn't metabolized in the body, and is safely excreted with no residual buildup. This means SilverSol products can be safely used every day without the drawbacks of traditional silver colloids, hydrosols, and ionic silver products. Make SilverSol your natural, safe, and effective solution.